Hello and welcome. This is another fun topic within our common objections section in our education video series. And what we're talking about here is people saying, I don't like how they look, right? Maybe even using the word ugly. So the reality is, maybe we can overcome this. Maybe that is, in fact, the obstacle. Probably if you think it's ugly, we're not having this conversation at all. You haven't even opted in, because why consider something if you just can't get over the fact that you're adding something to your house? But we do want to bring a couple of topics in. And the first thing that we want to say is that things just go away. Within our eyesight, they just go away. After the panels have been installed in your house, the novelty is there early on, and then it's not. And then you essentially don't even notice them. Our panels are top of the line and triple black, so you won't notice them. It's not the older panels where they have the blue coloring or the silver trim. This is black on black on black. Typically, we're installing them on roofs that are of dark color. And even if you don't have a dark color roof, the reality is it's glass, and it looks so much better than what it did several years ago. That is where the improvement has been in the solar technology. Otherwise, the solar technology, for the most part, has been the same for the last 30, 40 years. But it's gotten prettier. Now, that is one factor. You will, in fact, get to the point where you don't even notice them yourself. Now, if you're concerned about what other people think about when they look at your home, well, I'll tell you, a lot of the people that are having these conversations with us are proud. They're proud to be moving in the right direction. They're proud to be moving towards clean energy, renewable. That is a step that sometimes takes courage, to be one of the first people within your neighborhood to go solar. Now, much easier if all your neighbors have already gone solar and you're the one that's catching up. But ultimately, pride is a word that comes up quite a bit, even how it looks. Now, let's say that yes, you're proud of the fact that you're moving towards renewable energy, but in fact, they still just kind of stand out, and you're thinking, well, what if buyers aren't interested? If I go to sell my house and they don't think it's attractive? Well, I'm happy to tell you that I have 25 years in real estate as an investor within the mortgage industry, as a real estate agent myself, and as I work with homeowners and as panels become more prevalent and we start to tour houses and we see panels within houses, I'll tell you that that is not the case. People very much appreciate the fact that solar provides a savings, so it adds a value. In and of itself, it's very attractive because you're saving money with solar. It doesn't even factor in when we're touring houses. People are not disqualifying houses because of panels. But let's say that there's a certain percentage, and there probably is a certain percentage of people that just think it looks odd, it looks different. People aren't used to it yet, right? So let's just factor in the fact that ultimately, once we understand all that's happening within the world, all that the government is doing in order to incentivize people to move towards this direction of renewable energy by increasing the cost of their utility rates through taxation, and we start to realize that it's really not even a consideration, because there's a certain pain that's being developed, which will get to a certain point where it just doesn't matter. It's like the Titanic, and when you look at a cruise and you look at the cruise and you're like, okay, well, those are lifeboats. They don't necessarily look like the most attractive thing on the ship there, but you're happy to have those lifeboats on there because it is saving lives. And we're not necessarily saying to you that it's going to save your life, but it's certainly going to provide a certain percentage of the population the ability to maintain their budget, their monthly budget, within a tolerable percentage, because as the utility cost increases, then it just becomes that much more expensive. So it's nice to know that you can lock in the cost of your energy and not find yourself in those situations in later stages in your life. So that's how we address the it's too ugly stage. It's pretty straightforward. We start to ignore it, and people feel proud, and ultimately it becomes an important factor, or even a non-factor, when we start to consider the finances. Appreciate you looking at this video. Take a look at the other topics. We have lots of great topics here for you. We'll talk to you soon.